Show you the water harvest. I haven't cut the gutter yet. I just wanted to present it here and see how it looks because it comes with a hose that I can pull some water from down here, and I haven't hooked anything yet. It's all inside, so I'm gonna do that today. I've got to set up the other one also. I have to cut it to about here. I have the bottom here, so that'll probably go, it'll probably go to about there. So I'm probably gonna have to cut it a little longer, probably like about here. You see that these barrels are flat in the back, and that's what I wanted. I wanted them to butt up to the screen patio as far back as they could. That cement, I'm gonna end up painting those black. Love you, Chick Chick. Hey, Chick Chick. You're so inquisitive. Do you want to know what I'm doing? Don't touch my shelf, though. Don't touch my shelf, because I just painted it. When I painted the shelf, they were not here, by the way. So don't think that I wouldn't spray that around them. She's so curious. She's picking at the tablecloth over there. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Hey, coming out like a dark gray, which is fine with me as long as it's not the lighter gray. And I'm just kind of doing the sides. What, do you want to be in the show? I need to test the barrel to make sure they don't leak because they're under warranty. So if they do, I save the boxes in my garage in case they leak. I have to send them back. So this is why I'm in a hurry to get all of this stuff done. Plus, who is not going to be scared of this economy and what's going on? I mean, I'm not scared, but I'm just being cautious, you know, with the things that I see. When you start thinking about the people in Ohio, though, these people probably prepped also, and they had to leave their homes and all their preps behind, which is a terrible thing. I bought 2 of these. I decided I was going to cut this gutter system here to collect water here. This is going to be for washing clothes, things like that, like washing clothes and stuff like that. So that tank is going to be here. Now the other one that I bought that I had over here, like this one, I put it over by the garden because I have a smaller one there. These are 32, and the other one over there, it's a little bit smaller. Probably a 26. So I have a 26 and a 32 over there. Those are going to be for the garden if something happens. So those have to be over there by the garden. Okay, so this one's going to be mostly for washing. So I decided that the 2 barrels are going to be okay to receive from the roof, because that's the stuff that we can use for every day. Like we can use for you know, for different things around the house. We can use that. I have the bucket, so if I wanted to get drinking water, I can also set these buckets out and collect water for drinking as well. So those are going to be there. So I have 4 buckets, 4 white buckets that I can collect water for drinking as well. So back there by the shed, because that shed is plastic roof, what I could do is install a gutter back there, and I'm going to install a galvanized trash can. Those are about $26 at Walmart. And then I'll have, when it rains, flowing in there. So if it's galvanized, I think we're going to be good as far as drinking water is concerned. We'll probably have to boil it anyway, but I think that'll be better for us. So I'm going to cut the gutters, and I don't have, I don't know, I just had this was in the garage. I don't know if this is from my uncle's. This one I tried, pretty old, but this doesn't work. Got the initial cut done here. As you can see, the initial cut is done, so I just got to continue, and this is hollow inside, so it shouldn't be that difficult. I got 3 of those to cut today. Problem is I have like all of these wires that are here that used to be here. This one I can just pull out. This is just old wires for a satellite system that was here, but nobody's using that anymore. So this one is for cable TV. I'm gonna cut that. I got the cable cut, but I see that this cable, even though it's a TV cable, but it's got like some type of a grounding mechanism on here. I don't know this wire, if I can. I'm not gonna cut that because I don't know what that's attached to. So I am just going to remove this one and this one, and this other thing I'm gonna leave here. I don't know anything about electricity, but this is definitely cable, and that's cable. I don't know if I can get that out, but I will do that later, because right now I just want to finish getting this cut. So I'm going to clean up this area here, see what I'm going to do with that wire, and then I'm moving on to that area. All right, so I'm just closing the clamp here, and then I'm going to get started filling this with water. I sure do hope that it doesn't leak, because it's been 2 days worth of my work and I still have to finish the one over there. This fills, I cannot move this unless I take the water out. It's gonna get super heavy right now. You can see I painted the cement. It's not as black as I wanted. The color was like that, but I can always touch this up. The important thing is the other side is painted. That was what I really wanted. The front, I can always touch it up later. Make sure this does not come out. All right, we'll see what happens in a few minutes. I don't see it leaking from the bottom, but it's probably not at the valve yet. So that's the valve I was tightening there. That's for the hose. It's got this here, but I don't know where you clip that. I don't see a place. I mean, the only thing I could think of is there. I thought it was like a leak hole. So if it got over full, it would just come out through this hole. I mean, I guess I could come out here when we have a lot of rains and just unclip that from there. Or I could just drill another hole around here. Gosh, I wish I would have had a hole there, because it makes sense that this is not going to leak all over the place. I have this other piece here that eventually what I could do is, when this barrel is full, I could also put an extender and put a bucket over here at the front so I can get water from the roof for other things just in the bucket. All right, just so you know, I'm pretty sure this is a 45-gallon container. The other ones, the trash cans that I purchased, they're all 32, except for one in my garden. I think that one's a 26. So these two, I got 2 of these are 45. So 45 and 45. I got almost 100. I got 90 gallons of water right here by the house for everyday use, for washing, for dishes, for you know, if you have to wash a toilet or flush a toilet. I already showed you how to flush your toilet with urine, but sometimes you do need some water to clean it, and sometimes you do need a little extra pressure. You might need a little extra gallons of water for something like that, because you have to put it in, gush it in there in order for it to flush. And then I also have that other one there that I also bought. It's another 32. That's also going to give us water. Now that one there is going to be for laundry and showers. The 32-gallon that's there is going to be for laundry and showers. I can shower with 1 gallon. I do that in my camper, and you know, if I get 1 gallon shower, I'm good to go with that. I don't need a lot. All right, so I'm standing here filling this up, so I might as well talk to you a little bit about all of this. It's not halfway yet, but it's almost there. But I gotta hold this this hose because it wants to come out. If I had a clamp, I can clamp it, but I have to go in the house, I get a clamp, I have to look for it in the garage. The garage is a mess, so I am gonna clean the garage. So anyway, I want to talk to you about how I decided to do this. I basically just did a mind map, and I said to myself, you know, if I bought one of those big containers for water, those big square ones, those totes, if one of those breaks, I'm done with. I don't have any water. So I thought, I think it's smarter to have several different totes, at least when you're starting out. Maybe in the future I can add some others here. I thought to myself, it's smarter to have several different totes coming from different areas of the property. I have one there. I'm also going to fill today. So those are for my flower beds. So if we didn't have water and we needed to fill the flower beds, we could. Now flower beds is a last thing in a survival situation. I'm not using that water for flower beds. Flower beds to me is like, it's not going to matter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, food, garden, and drinking water and washing up and stuff like that. That's the most important thing here. So, but we're going to fill that anyway. So that is the plan. And then I got 2 over there by the garden as well for watering the garden. Over by the fruit trees, I have another 32-gallon tank. Over by the fruit trees behind that place set is a 32-gallon. Oops, this is coming out. I have a 32-gallon over there, full to the top. I have some fruit trees back there. I have figs, I have olive leaf, and I have peaches and some other stuff back there. I have aloe vera over there. So these are medicinals that are important for me to water. I have to keep them good. So I've got water there. I'm also, when I do the galvanized water, I'm going to probably get 2 of them and put them back there, so that also we can use that water for plants as well. Might as well buy 2 for drinking water back there, and then, you know, use it also for plants if we have to, like my aloe vera is there, and I also have a loquat tree back there. I've been planning this for a while, and I feel really good about this because for a couple of years now, I've been really wanting water harvest. Ever since my well went out, I paid $1,500, well, no, it was $1,200 for my well pump to be replaced, and I'm out of warranty right now. And at this point, if my well went out, I said to myself, we're going to be off grid because I just don't have the funds right now to invest in something like that. I've been spending so much money to prep and do things around the house, so I need a couple of months to recover if something happened. Plus, to be honest with you, if your well pump is going to work only every 2 or 3 years, you're probably better off going off grid anyway and doing the water harvest. I would probably end up, if I had to pay another $1,200 on a pump, I'd probably end up investing into some water toads and gutters in my carport because that's a metal roof, and really doing this like to be really off grid. You've got to be prepared. You can't wait till that day to do all of this stuff. You've got to be doing it now. And I have things in my house that I do every single day that is off grid stuff, and that is because when the things happen, I don't want to have to think, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I already know what to do because I'm living it every single day. The only thing that I have is I have electricity in the house, so I'm not going to have that convenience. I'm not going to have fans, and I'm not going to have the refrigerator. So, but I've been canning a lot of my food from the freezer. We're almost there. We're almost to the top. This is so cool. So now what I have to do is, now that this one's done, I'm going to go through the one in the corner over there, finish that one, see that one over the corner. I still have to cut that one. By the way, guys, I'm doing this with a handsaw. I'm doing this initial cut with a handsaw, and then I'm cutting it with the tin snippers. It's pretty easy with that. I did put tape over here because, man, it was hard to match that up. And for now, I'll see if they sell something in the store, or I gotta get a bracket like this one that's up here. I'll have to go to the store and get one so I can do that. But just so I can keep them joined together, that's what I did for now. This is white. It's like an electrical tape that a friend of mine gave me, a whole pack of different colors, and this came in really handy today. See, the water is almost to the top. It's getting there. Cutting the gutters with the tin snips. It's actually pretty easy. Once you get started with the hole, you just put the tin snips in and start cutting it. Now it does come up pretty chiseled, but I'm going to put something else in there. I'm filling it up now. The hose, I turned it on because it's so far away, so I turned it on, and then the thing just came on and it was like all over the place. Can't tell you how amazing I feel right now with this water harvest. I feel like there's a peace of mind here that I have this. Like, I have the food, now I have the water, and those are my 2 biggest problems. And here it is. It's getting full all the way down there. I'm so happy. I gotta clean this, but I gotta get this full first, and then I'll worry about cleaning all of that. Job is complete. I have 45 gallons of water here. I left a little bit, like that much, in case it rains. So I just left a little bit there because I want to see how it drains when it starts raining. So I got 45 here. I got 45 here, so that's 90. The 32 gallon, I filled it. I'm not done with that because I have to put an extension there. I could just open that, and that right now it's almost full. I got that almost full. Put a little bit of bleach in this early in the morning, but I just wanted you to see. I purchased this little solar light, the Dollar Tree. It's like for stairs. It's really cool because I put it outside. It has a solar panel, and I put it here in my kitchen in case I have to get up, which I usually do at night. I have to take my dog out, so I'll bring her out to the front because I have a light outside, and I don't have any lights out in the back. But that works really well. You can't be beat for $1.29. That'll last for a couple of months. And yeah, I just wanted to show you what I did. Last night it rained for the first time since I put the barrels up. So they're a little overfull. The little hole here that you put this to secure the hose, okay, that does leak if the barrel is full. So this, I think my gutters I have to get up there and clean. There's like all this stuff that came out. So all of this, I can clean this off today. I don't want that going in the water. So this worked really good, and it's getting pretty full. It's getting up to the top, but it's not up to there yet because water would come out of this hole if it was full. But then this one is super, super full to the top. I've got to get some water out today. So you can see this I did last night when I came back from the chickens because it was raining. And okay, so the water will leak out through here. So you see that there, but when it's full, the water comes out of here. So I put this up last night. This is just the part that I cut. Okay, so look at all the water that I got from just doing that because my barrel is totally, totally full of water. Now you can see it's yellow because of course it's dirty. This spout is dirty. The gutters are dirty. So this could be water that you could use for the garden. This is quite a lot of water that I got overnight here. So this is what I want to do. I want to do this system here so that I can do this on really rainy days and just put some buckets here and collect even more water for the garden. And then I'll have these buckets during the week to use instead of having to use this stuff in an emergency. So I have 3 of those. Okay, so then I had this other one, remember, that I also filled, but I haven't finished this yet here. This one doesn't give me a lot of water. For some reason, this gutter doesn't give me a lot of water, but enough that I was able to get some water. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to close this up. Now remember, this one here is supposed to be for our laundry. Laundry and showers. It's working out really good so far. Now this one here is a small one, but I keep hay in here because I make my own hay for the chickens for their nesting boxes. When I mow the grass, I let it dry and then I make hay out of that. And then this one is my recycling bin where I just put my recycling in here and bring this out to my recycling station. This one I didn't do because my intention here is for when it rains. Okay, I haven't finished this. And my intention is to buy something to turn the water so it comes out here, but I don't want it here. What I want it is to come out and then go in there. So I have some of these flexies here that I have to figure out how I'm going to get that in there, or buy an extent something so that I can turn this over that way, and then that way these beds are going to get super wet and I don't have to wet them as much if it rains. Oven is over there. By the way, that's my new toilet for the Airstream. I'll show you and open it later and show you what it looks like. I haven't opened it yet, but the box came broken, so I do have to inspect it well. All right, so today is sausage canning day. I'm going to can up all of these chicken apple sausages that I had in my freezer, making room in the freezer for some stuff. And I'm heating a skillet. I'm going to brown them lightly, and then I'm going to put them inside of these jars. These are wide mouth quart jars, and I'm going to put them whole in there. I've just washed the jar. You can see that there's still some icicles on the sausage because they're still kind of frozen inside. It doesn't really bother me because they're going to go in the pressure cooker and they're going to cook in there. I'm going to warm them now. I just want to brown them on the outside, and then they're going to cook all the way through. These are already cooked sausages anyway, but they're going to cook more on the inside. And I do want some water in them because they'll make a nice broth when they cook inside the pressure canner. They're going to leave like a nice broth in the canner. And I do want that because they're going to release some of the juice. One of the great things about having a digital canner is I can steam my cans to heat them up before I actually put in the hot sausage. So you never want to put in hot food in cold jars. So what I'm doing now is just heating those up. They also sterilize it, but as you can see, the jars are nice and hot. And now I can put my hot sausages in there because they've been sterilized. yesterday. I've been canning for a couple of days. So this is a trial run. This is my first time canning. This is apple chicken sausages from Sam's Club. And I canned these and they came out really good. So what I did first is I browned these and then I put a little bit of butter inside of the can so they will steam, and you can see that the butter is in there with the juice that came out of them. So these are dry packed. They call it dry packed because there's really no liquid. What it did was it steamed in there, but I did brown them first. I was able to do 2 of these, which had 4 sausages whole inside. Now if you want to fit more, you can cut them up and you can fit way more, but I wanted to try it this way. And then this is whole yellow potatoes. Now they did shrink down because they released water. Once the potatoes were in, I put a pat of butter and salt in here. Okay, so what this does also, it steams the potato. So just so you know, I did slightly pierce all of these potatoes because I was afraid they might break. Most women say that they don't, but just to be on the safe side, I did. As you can see, they cooked right through. They're still yellow inside. And this is a great way to store potatoes. I think the best potato to can are yellow potatoes, in my opinion, because they don't have so much starch in it. So what I did first is I cleaned the potatoes, soaked them for 20 minutes. Then I needed to hot pack them because my jars were already hot. I couldn't put cold potatoes and a cold jar inside of the canner when these were hot and the jars were hot. And this jar was hot too because I had sterilized it ahead of time. So I soaked the potatoes for 20 minutes in water to get the starch off. Change the water, fresh water. With fresh water, I put them in the pan and I boiled them just to heat up the water. That's it. I didn't actually boil them. I just heated up the water. And with that, they released even more starch. Okay. Then I took them out hot from the pot. They're still firm, they're still hard, but they're warm. So now I can put them inside of this warm jar because the potato was warm. So in order to fit, I did have to cut a potato in order to fit up that space that was in there because these were whole. And that's going to be my favorite way of doing this. I could do way more stuff with whole potatoes than I can with potatoes that I pre-cut. I think I like this way better. Now the other thing that I do is I'm getting ready to label these. I use this pen. I've had these. These are like erase markers, but they only erase when it's wet. So when I wash these lids, it will come off. It's not like a Sharpie where you need alcohol to get it off. And it's not like a dry erase where you could accidentally, you can smudge it or whatever. And my pantry is getting pretty full. I mean, I have another pantry with dehydrated foods and other things. So this is just my canning closet. And I still haven't added the more shelves because I wanted to add some more shelves. So I also am concerned about these shelves. They're not really made for canning. They're pretty sturdy, but I think I'm going to get some brackets because this is going to get pretty heavy over time. I think I'm going to put them here for now. But yeah, I'm a little concerned with these shelves because they were really made for linens. One of the things that I have to do is clean up this RV and get it ready so that I can do some traveling. But I'm only going to do day trips for now. So one of the things I noticed when I went into the cabinets was a lot of my pans, they were so dirty, greasy on the bottom and filthy. So when you get to water somewhere, remember to clean your pans really well with a scouring brush. Mine were absolutely filthy, and this is how clean I got them in the house, in the sink. And also my water kettle kind of had a little bit of rust inside, so I scoured that with a metal scourer and got all of that out. So everything is nice and clean. And then also the handle had fallen off of my pan that I use here in the RV. So what I did was I went ahead and put in a screw and glued it to make sure it doesn't come out again. So those are just some things that I've been doing around the house for my RV, but there's so much more that I have to do. But now I'm going to go to the Airstream and install the new toilet that I purchased online for the Airstream. All right, we're going to go out with the toilet. This bucket is no longer going to be needed here, so I'm going to take this out. Hopefully this toilet is going to fit. This box came broken, so in case I don't like it, I got to be able to pack it back up in there again. So I'm just going to slice it here on the side. Just cut here. This is much nicer than that bucket. Don't see the instructions in here. I'm gonna have to figure. Oh, here they are. Here they are. I'm gonna get to figuring this out. Well, the reason that I wanted this toilet, it even came with a little screwdriver, because of this. Because with this, if she has an emergency, this is going to be nicer for her to bring it into the house and throw it. Whereas that bucket, we can't really compost here in Florida because it's too hot to compost here in Florida. And if she poops or pees inside of that toilet she turns off the air conditioning to go to work. She comes back, there's going to be major bugs in there. There's no way she can compost in there. At least I've tried composting like that, and it just does not work. I've tried it in the house with air conditioning. Can you imagine out here in the RV? So I thought, okay, she has an emergency and she has to go, or she just prefers to go in the house. So all she has to do is she uses the toilet. And I like this because she's a big girl. So it's a big toilet seat. It's a regular sized toilet seat. I love that. It goes in here like this. So that goes in there. So she'd do her thing. She'd lift it up and she'd take this out. So this is also perfect for a person who needs a toilet near the bed or sick or something like that. In the morning, she can come in the house, go to her bathroom to do her business, and she can dump all of this in there, flush the toilet, and then use the toilet brush to clean everything. So I thought this was going to be better than the huge bucket, lugging this big bucket around that really doesn't seal that well. So this is better, and it looks nicer too in here. So that's why I ordered it. It even comes with this little compartment for, I think they said this was like for wet wipes or toilet paper. And you can put toilet paper in here and then you can pull it out. But for here, she's going to want wet wipes, not really toilet paper. And then the other thing is you can put your phone in here. I mean, that's just extras that they include. But I think I paid $43 for this toilet. So either way, if I decide to sell the Airstream, it looks much better to have a toilet like this than some bucket, right? The bucket and the toilet seat for the bucket is always great to have as a prep. If we ever have to use it here, I have to use it in the house for whatever reason, we can use that too. So we'll see if it's gonna fit, but I don't think she's gonna be able to use. Well, if we butt it up here, I don't think she'll be able to use that, but that's okay. We don't need to use that. We could put it on the counter actually, so we don't have to install this. Yeah, it looks good. So I'm going to sit on it. It's a good toilet. I'm just going to give it a good clean. There's lots of storage space down. I can't believe it. I mean, there's a good place. You can put lots of toilet paper down there, or if you were into composting, you could actually store like a box with some straw or some other stuff in there. Okay, it's a good sized toilet. It's a good sized toilet. I mean, this feels a lot better for a grown-up because those 5-gallon buckets, the lids are pretty small and she's a big girl. So if it's not her that comes here, another girl might be a big girl. So I feel better with something like this. So yeah, she's gonna feel better. And I like the idea of, you get up and you just take this. You just very easily take this out and go dump it in the house. So when I put this in there, it seals up. It doesn't just sit. It actually goes into this crevice. So that's a good thing. And then this seals really well. So I don't think she's going to have a problem. There's this little thing here that they put for the screws for that, but we're not going to install that because this is so full. And every morning I wake up and it leaks from here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let out some of this water into this bucket because I have to water my garden anyway. So I'm going to let a lot of the water out here. I guess it's just got to be below this line. So overnight, if we get some dripping, it won't do this. This is what we do for our pets so they're not hot. Hey, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.